Hey everybody, so in today's quick tip we're going to look at creating a tapered wall pocket but using 3D toolpaths in order to put the draft on the wall and to rough the pocket out. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, we'll use a Z-level rough in order to rough the pocket out. We'll use a pocketing strategy in order to finish the floor, and then we'll use the Z-level finish in order to finish the wall. So to begin with, I'm just going to take this file and I'm going to copy it. I'll create a new file and then I'm going to paste it, and that will give us our geometry here. Now at the beginning of every job we got to create a new job, run the stock wizard, set our 0 so that we can begin machining. Okay, now the first step is to go to the machine setup, right click and choose mill 3-axis. This will give you access to your 3-axis toolpaths. We're going to choose select geometry, and we're going to just check this select body and click on our solid and then choose OK. Now from here we're going to look at using two machining strategies: the Z-level rough to rough the pocket out, and then the Z-level finish in order to finish the wall. So we'll use Z-level rough, and then we'll also add a Z-level finish and then choose next. From here we'll use a 1/2-inch end mill in order to rough the shape out, and then to finish the wall we're going to use a bullnose 1/4-inch ball mill, which will give us clearance in order to get into the corners to put the draft on. Okay, now as far as our parameters, we're going to do a pocket out here for our roughing. Our depth of cut, we're going to take our total depth and divide it by the number of passes we want to take to get down to the bottom. We'll set what our step over amount is. We're going to leave some stock for finishing, and then we'll adjust our machining tolerance. Okay, that will give us our rough routine. On our finish, again, we have our bullnose cutter. Okay, we're going to take our depth of cut again and divide by the number of passes that we want. Let's say 15 to get down to the bottom. We're going to leave no stock for finish, and then we'll adjust our tolerance here. The only other thing that I want to do is add a circular lead in and lead out. And I believe that's it. Let's just go ahead and compute our pocket here, and we'll see what we get. Now, right now we're getting toolpath on the outside and inside of the part. We do want to limit the toolpath so it only cuts inside of our pocket boundary. So what we're going to do is go over to where it says boundary here. We're going to right click, choose reselect. We'll move our mouse over this edge here, right click and choose constant Z. Okay, what that will do is restrict the toolpath so that it only cuts inside of that boundary. We'll calculate the rough again, and we'll calculate the finish again, and that gives us our two different toolpaths. Now if we get into simulation here, actually let me move the part up off my table. If you have machine simulation, you can use this work offset in order to shift where the part is in simulation. So I'm just going to push it up off my table, and then I'll choose start for my simulation. Now if you guys have seen any of these cutaway views recently, either on Instagram or Facebook, I'll show you how I do that. You just go to views, cut sim, and then right here you have some advanced properties, and you can use this to create a cutaway of your part. This will make it a little easier to see what's going on the inside of your part. Okay. The other thing I want to do here is turn the visibility of our toolpath off, and then we'll run this through a simulation. All right, so we can see that this is roughing the part out, which is fine. And then once we get done, we have our Z-level finish here to come back and to put the taper on the wall. Okay, everything looks good except for the fact that we have some additional stock on the floor. In the standard Z-level rough, it doesn't have floor detection. So before we really run the finish pass on the wall, we may want to add a pocket routine on the floor. What I'm going to do in this example is just come back to this feature. I'm going to copy this feature so I can use most of its same settings, and then I'll go ahead and paste it within our CAM tree here. I'm going to say yes to the depth values, and then I'll go ahead and just select that bottom floor and then recompute. This would give us like our finish pass here. Let me blank this out again. This would give us our finish pass here on the floor. Okay, let's go ahead and run it through simulation again. When we run it through simulation, let me go ahead and play this through. Okay, we're still going to see that the machining order is posting feature dominant. So it did the rough, it did the wall, and then it did the floor. We may want to change the order in which it cuts in. So let's go ahead and close that out. Okay, what I want to do is go to machining order. The machining order dialog allows you to adjust the order that operations are posted in. And I just want to move this pocket cycle up. So that way it happens after the Z-level rough. So I rough out the pocket in the walls, I finish the floor, and then I come back and finish the walls. Go ahead and choose OK, and then we can run this through the simulation. Again, using a Z-level finish is a great option for you when you don't want to use tapered cutters. You can use a ball nose or a bull nose and use that in order to put draft on your walls.